Tired of struggling to recognize chords by ear in your favorite songs? In this video, I'll show you how our app makes it way easier to learn this skill with instant feedback that speeds up your progress a ton. Plus, it's way more fun. You'll be practicing with full songs, not those boring, isolated piano sounds. This way, you'll master recognizing chords by ear in a real musical context. If you're new here, I am Leonardo, creator of Use Your Ear, a unique science-based ear training method that turns ear training into a powerful, transformative experience by helping musicians deeply connect with the core of music, feeling. It's different from traditional methods that often cause overthinking, making them too slow and cumbersome to use in real musical situations. So far, we've helped over 2,000 musicians and they've embraced this approach, rating it as excellent on Trustpilot. Lately, I've been getting some questions about our offerings, so I wanted to clear things up before moving on with the video. Right now, we have two separate products, our ear training course and the app I'm talking about today. At the moment, and I want to emphasize at the moment, because this could change later, these are two distinct products. The course is where you'll find everything about our ear training method. All the in-depth lessons on how to practice, how to think, what to focus on depending on your current level, plus all the audio and PDF exercises. It's the complete system to take you from zero to advanced ear training skills. As of now, the course doesn't include any software. The app, on the other hand, is an extra tool. It's not required to benefit from the course, but it's a super fun and effective way to practice your training. It's actually the first ear training app that lets you practice with full songs. You can work on recognizing real melodies, and with this new update, real chord progressions too. It's ideal if you want to train your ear using real music instead of the usual piano-based exercises. Now, depending on when you're watching this, things might have changed, but for now, that's how it works. So with that out of the way, let's dive into the new features. The first big change in the new update of our app is the chord recognition feature. So let me show you how it looks like. Well, at the first glance, it's how it was before. So you actually have the blobs, you can drag them onto the scale degrees. And if you want to access notes that are not on the scale, you can hit this button here and it shows the non-diatonic chords basically. And then you can go back and these are the diatonic chords. So the chords of the key. You can just drag them. And as you see right now, the chord has been assigned a minor chord type. So we assign automatically the chord type based on the degree you actually drag the chord onto. The sixth chord of the key is a minor chord. I can show you that, for example, if you drag it onto the first degree, it says it's major and so on. But with this new update, you can change the chord type to whatever chord you want it to be. You have to select the blob, okay? You want to change the chord type you hit on the edit chord type button and then this pops up. You don't have to be scared about this. It's very simple. We thought a lot about how to input chords in the fastest and easiest way, so in a way that requires the minimum taps, because we wanted to make it very quick and easy and effortless to input chords, even complex chords. So you already have a list of the most common chord types for this specific degree. And if the chord is on this list that you find right here, you can just select the chord type you want to. And so, for example, if I select minor seventh, the chord now turned into a minor seventh chord. And we made it super simple to search for chords that are not included in this initial list by creating this chord keyboard. With these keys that you find here, you can search for any chord you want to. And it's very simple. So let's say, I don't know, just let's type a few random keys. And you see that as soon as I typed in sus, all the sus chord started to appear here on top, right? And I can also, of course, just type in the name of the chord. So it's like sus4 and this like limits, again, the search. Let's say you mistype the chord, you just hit clear and you start again. This symbol, for those of you that are wondering what the symbol is, this is the half diminished chord. You see that by hitting this symbol here, this button here, you actually see minor 7 flat 5 in the search bar. That's how we call the half diminished chord inside the app. So this is just a quick clarification about this button here. But that's not all, because we know that chords usually repeat themselves in multiple sections of the song. We created a simple feature that lets the app store the most recent chord types for each specific degree. So you can see, for example, that the 6th degree chord has been assigned a sus4 chord type, right? If I drag another chord to the 6th degree and I hit edit chord type, you can see that sus4 pops up in the chord list as you hit the chord type button. Let's say this chord is again a 6th degree sus4 chord. I just do this, so you don't have to type in the same chord again and again. And this recent chord list is built different for each specific degree. For example, if I just drag this onto the 7th degree, you'll find that this list is different and it doesn't include the sus4 chord as we see for the 6th degree list. A last but very important addition to the chord recognition feature is the ability to recognize inversions. You can change the chord type as we've seen before, but you can also change the inversion position of the chord. You can either select any of these options and assign whatever inversion position you think the chord is. So this new feature lets you recognize any chord progression of all the songs you find on our app. Indeed, you probably saw that some of the songs didn't have their own chord part available to recognize. But right now with this new update, you will see all the songs having their own chord part available to be recognized. Let's now see the second important feature included in this update. We call it the show answer feature. This feature instantly tells you if your answer is correct, and most importantly, lets you compare any wrong answer with the correct one by listening to both. It works for chord parts and for melodic parts too. Let's start by seeing it on chord parts. Let's say I drag random chords here. So let's say this is the answer I think is correct. Let's hit confirm. You'll see that the chords have been colored differently depending on whether they were correct in green or whether they were wrong in red, whereas yellow indicates that the degree was correct, but the inversion type or the chord type were wrong. The most important thing that I want to show you now is the show answer feature. Hit the show answer button and then this pops up. This lets you play the correct answer. And with this button, you can play your answer. A key part of your training, just like learning a language, is learning how different musical elements feel and sound in comparison to one another. For example, you might mistake a 6th degree chord for a 3rd degree one. They're both minor, but they feel different because they are built on different degrees of the scale. A crucial part of internalizing these two distinct feelings is comparing them and listening to the differences until they become clear. Of course, we added a similar show answer feature also for melodic parts, as well as changing other things too there. Let me show you all these changes real quick. So as you can see now, piano mode is the only mode available to recognize melodic parts. We found out that it's way more convenient and faster to input notes through a piano keyboard than just dragging them. Whereas for chords, blob mode still makes a lot more sense than piano mode. It's very easy to input notes here. You will find the tonic always labeled on the keyboard. You also find the scale degrees. You don't have to be a pianist. You don't have to think about where the right keys are. You can just think in terms of degrees and you immediately know where to tap, basically. You can also scroll the octaves. For example, it's important to note that the app recognizes the melody correctly, even if you typed it in a different octave. So you don't have to worry about the octave when inputting the answer, but it's just convenient to be able to hear notes in a higher or lower octave depending on the part you are recognizing. To show you how it works real quick, you can just play the song and then type the correct melody onto the piano keys. By hitting the next phrase button, you go on the next phrase. And since I want to show you how the show answer feature looks like, I would just type in random notes. Of course, you find notes labeled in red as the wrong one and the green are the correct one. But then by hitting the show answer button, you can just play the correct answer and you'll see the piano keys highlighting based on how the melody goes. If I hit the my answer button, same thing, you will just see the degrees highlighting and you'll also see that the incorrect keys are highlighted in red. So this is how the show answer feature looks like in Melodic Parts. There are also many smaller fixes we've made that I'm not mentioning in this video, but I invite you to check them out by yourself by trying out the app. You'll find the download links in the video description. I hope you find these new features helpful and enjoy using them. As I mentioned when we launched the app a couple of months ago, our goal is to create the best ear training app available, and we need your feedback to make that happen. We've already implemented many user suggestions and plan to keep doing so. We're truly grateful to everyone using the app and helping us improve it. We're also planning to launch a free community where we can discuss the app, share feature requests, and new ideas. If it's available when you're watching this, you'll find the link in the description below. If not, feel free to leave a comment below this video with your suggestions or ideas for making the app even better. And if you'd like to learn more about our step-by-step ear training method, check out our free online workshop. It covers the core principles and scientific foundations behind our method and includes exercises and proven strategies to develop your ear, even if you're starting from scratch. It's all completely free. Just click the link in the description below.